you. Thank you. I'm actually putting that in place now, and I'll have it as a side screen.
Yeah, just in case
I'm watching it.
Yeah, just in case there's any questions there, because we seem to always be ignoring them, and we don't want them to feel that way, because that is not the case.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining this evening on the daily briefing. We are also, as usual, we want to try to keep it as tight as possible, as light as possible, so that we do not overload anyone with what we are presenting for the day. Just so that we kick off from where we left off yesterday. We had, I think, 2 people that we could not take their questions yesterday. Sister Pauline, do you still have their names? Was it Solomon?
Yes.
Did we have? Was it Solomon? I can't remember.
Yeah,
yes, Solomon.
Aluga Solomon. He was one.
Yeah. Okay. And
I did. You cut me off before I could take the names now, but I remember the Solomon. I think we just got down to Sister Pamela, and I think Sister Pamela was basically the last person we actually dealt with.
Yeah, we finally dealt with her. Okay, so welcome everyone, and we are going to have a good session this evening. Just going through a few things as a review of the last 2 days, because it's a lot of moving pieces, and our hope is that at some point we will stabilize this mailbox rollout, and we would, have a clear path. We have a clear path at the moment, but it's going to become even much clearer to everyone else, and it will be very beneficial to everyone in our community. Good evening, Dr. Linus.
Good evening, Brother B. Good evening, Sister Pauline. All the leaders in the house, all the members of the support team, all our members from all over the world, I welcome you. Good evening.
Yeah, so I think we're just going to go into it. I would suggest that we start with the questions that we did not respond to yesterday.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that okay? Is that okay, Dr. Linus?
Yes, we could do that. We haven't played our summary video for a long time. It's only 2 minutes long. I know we have new members joining us all the time. And I hope that for many of us who have been watching it many times over, we are not tired of watching it yet. But it contains very important summary message of the movement and the need to carry on that movement to reach every household, the role that each and every one of us have to play in achieving that goal. So if you would permit me, I would play that short clip and then just summarize the key ways of getting the mailbox, and then we start questions. All of that should not take more than 10 minutes of our time in total, I think.
Exactly.
All right.
Perfect.
Should I go for it?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully the sound comes out, I hope. I'm going to make it bigger.
The sound is not coming through, Dr. Linus.
That's because I haven't pressed play yet. Let's see.
Oh, okay. It's just I've seen movements. Yes,
we are using technology to deliver access to digital financial services differently and supporting businesses to fight poverty, fight unemployment, and fight exclusion from financial services. There is a quiet movement that is bringing together human beings from all walks of life. A movement that has captured the hearts of many individuals, communities, governments, and businesses. The movement is connecting humanity from cities around the world, like Kingston in Jamaica, and cities from within continental Africa, like Harare in Zimbabwe, Johannesburg in South Africa, and Kampala in Uganda. It is rapidly sweeping through whole countries like Uganda, Nigeria, and Jamaica. It is driven by individuals like you and I, who want to reach and change millions of lives in our time, even those in the most remotely located areas. So that together we can reach millions and fight poverty, unemployment, and unequal access. Okay, that's the video done. So this is about us achieving our two goals, that of eliminating exclusion and having a common instrument to exchange value across the community, so that within continental Africa, we can exchange value amongst members of the community and also those in the diaspora. As far as this movement is concerned, people need to have their accounts created and activated promptly. Experience has shown us that this has been challenging for many members of the community because email messages were not being delivered promptly. We came up with a solution to tackle that problem by creating the Mailbox service. And the Mailbox service, the community has to champion its distribution because we have a mammoth task in our hand to ensure that everyone that needs to receive communication securely and swiftly does so by using the Swift Mailbox. To get the Swift Mailbox, you can buy it using US dollars, that is a single box. You can also buy using AKL, that is a single box. But we want this to be championed by agents across the community who can either buy a Mailbox bundle, in which case they submit the names, the first name, and the last name of each member that Mailbox is going to be allocated to, and submit that order so that those mailboxes can be activated and made available. Alternatively, if you anticipate having people that would need a mailbox and you want to get coupons in advance of that anticipation, then you can buy mailbox coupons. When you do this, you will get coupons, and each of those coupons will then entitle the bearer of that coupon to 100% off the price of a single mailbox, but they would have to come online and purchase that separately. When you are using coupons, it is important to remember that if you already have a Connect account, you have to log in. If you do not have a Connect account, then you can just go ahead and place your order for a single mailbox as a guest and put all your details in, and the system will then create an account for you on Connect as a result of that purchase. And you don't have to have any other method of payment apart from the coupon, which you will have purchased from a member of the community, and then use that coupon to place your order for a single mailbox using this method, which is the US dollar payment method. Paying for a mailbox with AKL, you can only do this once, and it is only expected that you paying for your own mailbox. It is not a method that is possible to use as a way of distributing mailboxes across members of the community. You can only do that by using either mailbox bundles or mailbox coupons. Okay, so I know we've dedicated a lot of time this week to go through that process. Today, I hope we can spend more time and perhaps get members of the community to give us feedback in terms of their experience in using those the mailboxes so far. And most importantly, maybe show people how to change their password. And if you would permit me, I'll take the opportunity to show that first, and then I will stop. That will be it from me. So to access the mailbox, you would simply go to log into Mailbox. That will come up with this window. And if you are already logged in, then of course your your account may then be displayed. If you are not already logged in, then you will get a login screen where you need to enter your username and password. So because I was already logged in, I'm going to log out and just go through that process again. So you will see a screen like this, okay, right within Connect. This is important because you can register, create your Connect account, create your Swift account, all from here, create your Transact account, all from here, and check your mails to activate each of those accounts, all from within Connect. You don't have to leave Connect at all. Okay, so again, to access your mailbox, log into Mailbox. You will be presented with a screen to log in, like this one that is coming up. Then you simply have to enter your username, and your username is your email address. That is your Swift mailbox address. We have, as a community, indicated quite clearly that the format will be the first name dot last name at inbox.swiffen.com. It is important that this is standard so all members of the community know. So there is no need for questions and for people to begin to ask, but what is my username? Your username will be your first name dot your last name at inbox.swiffen.com. Then you have to enter your password. When you enter your password, you need to leave every other field blank. If you want to tick on remember me, you can do that so that next time you don't have to enter the details. The system will remember you. And then you just click on sign in. When you click on sign in, it will take you straight to your inbox, okay? If you want to change your password, then you need to click on this little button on the top right and go straight to settings, okay? And when you go to settings, from here, you need to look for the section on password. You click there, you enter your old password in order to make sure that it is the person who has the account that is actually changing the password. And then you specify a new password and click on set password. Okay, so I'm going to stop. I know yesterday some of the members of the community expressed that they were having difficulties changing their password. If there is anybody in the audience now who would like to share their screen and go through the process of changing their password, that would be very helpful. Otherwise, it is just as I have explained. And if there is time and there is no volunteer, then I could use a test account later on and go through the process of changing a password so we can all see that working live. So thank you very much. I just wanted to provide that summary and so that we can spend the rest of the time going through questions and answers. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and then back to you, Brother B.
Thank you so much for that precise presentation. We are going to start by taking a question from Aluga Solomon. Aluga Solomon.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. We are starting with you because yesterday we had gone for a little bit longer than planned. And,
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the kind gesture. Sir, I have two questions, sir. The first question is, some of my members that sent their that the link have been sent to them for account activation. They try to click the link so that they will go on the process of activating the account on Connect. But the links are there, but they can't open. So what should we do if you have that kind of problem? Secondly,
okay, can we deal with that specific? Can we deal with that specific issue first?
Okay.
I think we've had this issue come up quite a number of times.
Okay, sir.
And what we have said, I think this is also for the benefit of anyone who receives an activation link and they are unable to, when they click it, it doesn't click. Yes. The suggestion is that you copy the link and you put it on your browser and enter. When you put it on your browser and enter, it would, because normally there, it would be able, it will give you your 16-digit ID and the password.
Okay.
For you to activate.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what you do in that case.
Okay, sir. So question number 2, sir.
Okay.
You demonstrate how to buy the Swiffing Mailbox, that is the bundle. According to explanation, you said when you are buying bundle, you pay $10 and 10 Lumi. So I think there was a demonstration of how you can pay the $10 with your card. Then how do you not do the payment when you are buying, after paying in card, how do you not pay in with Lumi, the 10 Lumi? That means you have to do separate transaction, right?
No. Once you make an order, it will debit. The system instantly will debit the 10 Lumi from your account.
Cool. Okay.
That's what we were dealing with our sister yesterday from the US, if I remember well.
Yeah, Coach Mel. Yeah. Was it Coach that was saying money was deducted from her account and she didn't remember actually doing the purchasing?
No, it's not.
Oh, it was Mel. Okay.
It was Mel.
There was another.
Thank you.
It was Mel. Yeah, we had somebody who also had the same problem. So for someone who uses their card to buy the bundle, as soon as the transaction goes through and the system validates that the 10 boxes have been allocated to you, then a debit of 10 Lumi is executed on your account.
It's okay.
Yeah. Just to add, just to add to that point, when we started off, we created a bundle of just 10. And there were a lot of questions from the community, but if I want 100, what do I do? So I have to order 10 times. So what we have done now, the bundle is actually free. You can specify the number of mailboxes you want in a bundle yourself. The only constraint is that there has to be a minimum of 10. But if you want 20, you can just type 20. If you want 100, you can just type 100. But if you order 100, it means it's going to cost $100 plus 100 Lumi. Okay. Just make sure that you have the Lumi in your Connect account. And that is in the form of AKX. Okay. Now, even if you don't, the system will debit your account for that. Because remember, each time you log in, you get some free AKX anyway.
Exactly.
So over the period of time, you will have accumulated enough AKX to actually pay for that. So even though we're saying it's costing 10 Lumi, that 10 Lumi you can earn through your activity on Connect itself. But if you don't have that, because then you can maybe get it from somebody else, you can buy it from somebody else, and they can make a transfer into your Connect account, and you can settle them in their account or in Transact, either way.
It's okay, sir. It's very correct, sir.
All right.
So I'm glad. Thank you so much for clarification.
Thank you.
Thanks, Solomon.
Thank you, sir.
The next person I was supposed to talk to him today is Gilbert. He called actually, but my day was completely, you know, completely saturated with a number of things. I see that his hand is up. Let's take Gilbert. Bonsoir, Gilbert. Bonsoir, Gilbert. Votre micro est coupé. Gilbert, votre micro est coupé. Vous êtes là? Okay. I think we lost Gilbert. The other person we were meant to engage was Jude Ayo. If it's related to the changing of your email on Transact, you know, I took a look at it, but for some reason I took my eye off it. Dr. Linus, Dr. Linus.
Yes.
While Jude Ayo is on, please can we see how we can change his email address on Transact?
Yes, we can certainly do that. And if people are having generally difficulties in doing that, the best protocol is to submit a ticket so that there is an audit trail of the request to make the change, and the change can then be executed.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, we do that part of this exercise today.
Please, Jude Ayo, put your email address on the chat, and then you can ask your question for today.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, Jude.
Okay, my question is about the mailbox. Here, there are so many methods that we can use to purchase the mailbox. So my question is going directly under the one to buy coupons. You say we are to pay one ekel with one USD so that we can purchase this. We can pay 10 ekel with 10 ekel X so that we can buy a bundle of a coupon of Mailbox, and we'll be selling for $2 and 2 AKS. So I want to ask this 2 AKS, the 2 AKS will be deducted in our account or where?
Yes, at the time you buy the bundle, the 2 AKL will be deducted from your Connect account. When you sell the individual mailbox or individual coupon, other members of the community can pay you the 2 AKL either on account, they can make a transfer to you to your SWIFT ID, or they can make a transfer to you on Connect, or they can make a transfer to you on Transact. It's really up to you. But you have the 3 channels that you can use to collect the 2 AKL from other members of the community that are paying in AKL, plus $2 worth or $2 equivalent in the local currency where you are. So if you are in Nigeria, that'll be $2 equivalent in Nigerian Naira. If you are in Malawi, that'll be $2 equivalent in Malawian Kwacha. You're in South Africa, that'll be $2 equivalent in South African Rand. Okay, the expectation is that we do this with decorum. We do it in a manner that is understood by all members of the community and in a way that is very clear to everybody. So nobody should go around charging more than what we have agreed as the community that should be charged. Remember, the objective is to assist people to get on board and to have a bit of fiat that you can use to buy your local data in order to carry on doing the great work that agents and other members of the community have been doing already for a long time. So that's the idea.
Okay, as you say, so I'm very clear, because these 2 AKL that will be deducted in our account that will be selling our community members, it is too expensive in Naira. So if we can ask them to pay the 2 AKL in cash, they can't be able, but as you say, they will pay us whether on Transact or Connect, I'm very clear, but there are some that are new coming on this platform, which they have no AKL. So about that issue, how can we do about it?
Okay, if people who do not have AKL, the price for a mailbox is 2 AKL plus $2 equivalent in local currency. If they don't have AKL, they can borrow AKL from another member of the community. They can buy AKL from another member of the community. If you want to give them free AKL, you are entitled to do that. That is a transaction between you and the member that needs a mailbox. And remember, because the mailbox is not mandatory, you don't have to have it. Registration for a SWIFT service and to get your SWIFT ID, as long as there is no local currency component that will be determined by local partners in that specific country, registration is free of charge. But if you want to be able to receive your messages swiftly and promptly, like we have all observed, then it is worth investing in getting the mailbox. We have also seen that not only can you use the mailbox to receive secure SWIFT-related messages, you can actually use it as your traditional mailbox to receive inbound messages from other mail service providers, okay? And you can do all of that right within Connect without actually leaving Connect. So we hope it would be very efficient. And the other thing that it will address is people and community members will get support more promptly. Because at the moment, if you need a password reset and the support team working as hard as they do, if they are not able to deliver the messages to you securely, then you still will not get the help you need. So it is important that people get the SWIFT mailbox because that guarantees swift and efficient delivery of messages, whether it is a lost password or whether it is a transaction message, okay? So if you don't have the 2 AKL, you can borrow, you can buy with your local fiat from other members of the community, and then you can use it to pay for your mailbox. Or you can wait, if you want, until you receive your stimulus, and then you can pay for your mailbox. But of course, if you wait for a month, then you would miss the stimulus of 6.26, which you would have received, and which in fact would have been more than enough to cover the cost of your mailbox, which you only pay for once. So it really doesn't make sense to wait, because when you wait and you don't have your SWIFT account, then you miss the next month stimulus payment. Okay.
Okay, it is now clear, because this 2 acre is very, very expensive in Naira. So if we say we can be, it should be deducting in our account, it will be very expensive. So better we'll be using the email so far as the mailbox is not mandatory for all the members of the community.
It is not mandatory.
Okay, so I think, Jude, that's it. We are going to try and change your email on Transact. In the meantime, everyone who has their hand up, please go on the chat and put your question on the chat. We have leaders in the house who will be able to respond to your questions. And we may not need to call every one of you to respond to your question. Please just go on the chat and place your questions there. Okay. Who is here now? You know, who is the next one? Okay, so we've dealt with Jude. Who else is here?
I'm sorry, Brother Ambi, you can go to anyone in particular now, because these are the people that were here yesterday that we couldn't. Yeah, that we couldn't answer.
The first person I saw come up is Cyprian.
Yeah, but the gentleman had come back, but it looked like he's gone again. Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Like he's gone again. Sorry,
and he's from yesterday as well. So, but anyway, if he comes back, then we'll see if we can take him.
Yeah.
Cyprian. You have the floor.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Greetings from here, Nigeria. Sorry, I have a little question about purchasing the Mailbox with AKL. Like, okay. My question is, if I purchase the Mailbox with AKL, like now, the transaction is going to be pending. I just want to know how long it will take and how many Lumi will I get, and afterwards, and how will I get to know that the transaction has been approved?
Okay. So we have a few people on the queue. As soon as the email address is created, you will get a notification that the email address has been created.
That is the mailbox address, right?
The mailbox, yeah, has been created. Okay. And it will no longer be pending. That's one way to know that it's been set up. So, and you are asking how long. We are trying to make sure that all the requests that come every day are dealt with, right? And everyone gets the mailbox.
Okay.
Or, within the day when they purchase. Have you purchased a mailbox yet?
Yes, I just did it with my account. And
when?
I was just this evening, and I was told it's pending.
Hopefully by tomorrow during the day it will be done. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So let me just go from the top and come down. Karen McLeod. Your microphone is off.
Yeah, Karen has been putting her question in the
chat. Okay.
Yeah, she's just saying that she's having problems in regards to resetting her account. I have had a look at her account. Hopefully she's unmuted herself. And I don't know if you just want me to send her a reset, and I just want to confirm before I was to do that exactly what her Swift account details are to ensure that I'm talking to the correct account holder.
Okay, I think maybe if you want to do it, you would have to triangulate with her. Just get her details and just check that is the right person.
Karen, you please? Karen, sorry, Dr. Brother Ambi. Karen, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes. Good afternoon from Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't know if you just heard what I was saying to Brother Ambi.
No, I dropped off, unfortunately. My internet connection is really weak and unstable at this time, so I missed some of that. Sorry.
Okay. Can you please confirm your Swiftin ID for me in the chat? You can send that directly to me, and then I will send you a reset. And confirm the email address also to ensure that the email we have registered on our system is your active email address that you can still receive emails from. If you can send both that information to me, and then I'll be able to confirm that I've sent you a reset because the information I've got is correct. All right. But you need to act upon it because there is a time lapse that you can't say you're going to do it in 2 days' time, because that information may then lapse and then you'll be back to square one. Okay.
I understand. And that's one of the challenge I've been having, because maybe because of the timeline between Jamaica and yourself or whoever is managing the because I have waited like an hour or two, and when I go back and I try to use the email sent to me, it times out. So I'm really
okay. So are you on the email? Are you on the email address now?
Yes.
Okay. So send the details that that Sister Pauline has requested from you.
Right.
And then just watch for the email to come through. You can use that, follow the instructions to reactivate your account.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me do that. Let me do that now. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
your Swifting ID and your email address, please, ma'am.
All right, no problem. I'm doing that. I'm putting my email address into the chat.
No, well, you can just send it
send
to me
it, do a
privately.
private,
Do it
do
to
a
me
private
privately.
message to Sister
You're
Pauline.
Pauline. Okay, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next person is Agige Jude. Agige Jude.
Good day to everyone.
Good day, good day.
Hello? Yeah, actually,
Go
I
ahead.
already put my message. Okay, actually, I already put my my question on the chat. But I can still give the question again if you want me to.
Okay, if you have put your question on the chat, I'm sure one of the leaders will deal with it right now. Is there anyone here who has a question that really requires us to bring them to the front? If there's anyone, I see there are 3 people left. Pamela, Sister Pamela, Nathan, and Tierno. If you haven't put your question on the chat and you think that is a question that, you know, which we can address in the meeting, please open your mic and share it with us.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Nathan.
Yeah. It's concerning the arrangement of the names, because the instruction in sending your details for the creation of the mailbox is the last name and the first
name,
so
last
the order
name.
of the arrangement.
First name, last name.
First name and the last name.
Yeah.
So the order of the name is that for some people who have 3 names on their account, the normal arrangement is surname is the last name, first name,
and
first
then the middle name.
Yes, and then the middle name. So first name stands for the English name, and then and the other one is for the native name. So for those people who have 3 names on account and out of ignorance arrange them inappropriately, so what becomes of us in terms of assisting them? Because if they misplace
you see, no, that's fine. No, it's fine. You know that's why in every account we keep saying that put your connect link, put your Swiften ID, put your transact account. What we do is that when we have that on all the accounts, it makes it easy for us to know who is who. Even if it's 3 names, we can triangulate and determine that this person is the right person for this for the account, you know. So it's very simple for us to do it. All we need is to know exactly who we are dealing with. We get the email address and all of that, and then we are able to access it. We are able to determine it. So you don't have to worry about that.
Brother Ambi, can I come in here?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much, Nathan, for your question. It is important that you whatever is on your ID, because what we have experienced is I'm not saying of any of your clients are doing this. They're opening accounts and opening more than 1 account and switching their names around. That will not be accepted. Okay, so in your particular country, if it's your family name or your surname, yeah, that goes first. You put that first, and then you put your first name. Hold on, can you bear with me, please, sir? Then you put your first name next, and then you put your middle name last. But you do that on all your accounts. You don't do your first name, your last name, and then your surname, because that could be a different person who just happens to have the same name as you. Yeah, so you need to be uniform on your accounts, because another person could have exactly the same name as you from a similar district. We don't know that it's a different person or it's the same person. So be uniform. If that is what you do within your country, then that's fine. But be consistent in all your accounts that way. Don't do it on your Swift account. You put your first name, your middle name, then your last name, because your Swift account may be different, where you put your last name first, then your middle name, and then your second name. And then on your Transact, you put your middle name, then your first name, and then your last name. That causes confusion. Although we can see the name is the same, but we don't know if it's the same person. So that's basically why I'm trying to explain to you, be uniform on all your accounts. That way it takes away the confusion, and us who on the support desk would then, especially when we do the connect link, we can see, oh, this is the correct person, because everything is uniform. And please put a photo, passport size photo, not a full photo of your whole body. We want to see your face. It's your face that we need to see, not your attire. Because a lot, and also please, when you are uploading your profile picture, please, especially I'm referring to the ladies here, do not do that filter thing where you take out blemishes or other things that we as ladies do, because then you will not look like your photo in your ID. So be mindful of these things when you upload them, please. Thank you, Brother Ambi.
Thank you. And then one last thing. If in case maybe the last name and the first name and last name is the same, because such cases are bound to occur, how do you make the difference? Because I know that emails must not be the same. So if such cases occur, how do you make the difference in the emails? I mean, in creating the mail, so that there will be a difference in the two mails.
Yeah, that's why it's very, very important that you do your KYC. Very, very important, because your KYC will be used to verify. Say we have a Mohammed. Okay, we have someone that's called Mohammed. Okay, now that is a very common name that is used. Okay, now when you've done your KYC, because your Swiftin account is part of your KYC, we can then look on your Swiftin account and other checks that we have to do. And then we can identify that, yes, this Mohammed belongs to the Swiftin account, and this Connect account. We can then say this Mohammed belongs to this Swiftin account, this Connect account, and all the other things that we do, the other checks that we do. And then we can say, yes, we can approve that particular person, and that particular person's transaction can then be approved. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, Pamela, please, can you ask your question? I see that you want us to show something.
Yeah, I wanted to show how to add somebody to the Swiftin because I have a few people to add. That was one of the questions. And also...
So just hold on. When you say add, what do you mean?
I've got some people who cannot register. One of them, they have a phone problem, so they cannot register on their end to the platform.
Okay,
so I need to add.
You want to help them? You want to help them to open?
Yeah, I've got two. Well, a few people, more than two. Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to see how to do it.
Let me show.
Thanks.
You from my screen, and for the benefit of everyone, if you want to register anyone. You want to open an account for anyone, this is how you do it. As we have said from the beginning of this week, our suggestion is that start by opening an email list for for anyone that you are registering, so that it makes everything simple and easy for you. I'm just going to share my screen briefly here. Briefly. Okay, so we have to arrange this in the order that you should use. First thing, when the person you want to open an account for, you go here and buy a mailbox for them. You decide what you are going to use to get a mailbox for them, and you do that. Once you got a mailbox, the next thing is to create a connect account for them. Once that is done, the next thing is you create an account, a Swift account for them. Our suggestion always is you use this link, this one, the third link here, to open there, to create the account.
Yeah, oh, I couldn't see that.
Because this link will make the person you are will make you the agent of the person you are registering. Yeah, and then the third or the fourth thing that you do is create a transact account for them. So what do you do? First thing, get a mailbox for them. There are different ways in which you can get a mailbox. We spent a lot of time on that this week. The second thing is create a connect account for them. Third thing, create an account, Swift an account for them so they get their ID. When you come here, don't use this to create, because it would not allocate, or you would not be the agent of the person you are creating. Our suggestion is that use this link rather, so that you become the agent of the account you are creating. And then there, the fourth thing is you create a transact account. Is that clear, Sister Pamela?
Yes, I did thought I saw it at one stage, and then I kept missing it. So yeah, I'm glad that you pointed back out to me where it is. Also, may I just ask another few questions? I was trying to edit my profile, and it's not actually going. It's not actually letting me do it. It keeps saying error, and I don't know why.
It depends what you want to edit on your profile. There are certain things you cannot edit yourself.
Well, when I try to put the photo in, it's not letting me do that. When I try to put the name in, it's not letting me do that either. It's just telling me there was error, and I can't.
Maybe, the only thing maybe you are able to do is the photo. And sometimes, yes, sometimes when you load the photo, it doesn't propagate immediately. So you are not going to see it immediately. So what you would need to do is, once you've loaded it, you just leave it, okay? Leave it, and then, after maybe a few hours, the picture would be there when you come back. Generally, something like the picture you are able to edit. But when you go in on other elements to be able to edit it, once you have submitted, the system would not allow you to just go in and edit stuff in the account. It makes it very difficult. Yeah, we actually restrict it, because some of those items are key identifiers of your account, and should not be edited. Okay, so we are getting quite close to the end. As we indicated, please put your questions on the chat. Some of the leaders will look at it and respond to you. I see that.
Okay, thank you.
Some more people are, how do they buy mailboxes? I'm not sure why. Thanks, Pamela. Let me see. Sister Lumba, Dr. Linus, please guys, just check the questions and make sure that all the questions that have been submitted, we have responded to them. I've seen some new hands come up. Callum David, you know, it means your question is not a question that you can put on the chat.
Brother MB, for those who want changes, their emails address should be changed to whatever they desire it to be. They can raise a ticket and we can then have a look.
Anyone who wants to change, anyone who wants to change your email, please go in and raise a ticket.
Yeah, because not only
so that we have it on record.
Right, and we have to check that the email is actually, you know, active for us to just automatically change
and
it.
It's also
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know that these people, so we have to verify, because like what you say, the email is very important, so we don't want to be changing because you told us that yes, you want it changed. We have to, they have got to ensure that they've changed it on their Connect account, that we can see it on their Connect account, because that's one they can change, and then we can verify that for the other accounts in which admin then is responsible to assist, but they can raise a ticket for that. I don't know if Sister Lumba's in agreement, or brother or Dr. Linus.
That's correct. Yes, best to raise a ticket so that appropriate checks can be made and the changes can be effected.
Good evening, everybody. Just wanted to add, as they raise the ticket, please always put in your ID number, your full names as they are on the national ID. Sometimes people put nicknames. You'll find somebody puts his name as Car Wash or Willie or, you know, Wonder Woman. And then we have to start asking back, please, what are your names? So whenever you raise a ticket, start with the basics, put your full names as they are on your national ID, put your SWIFT ID number and your email address, and it makes it easier for us to go straight into answering the question. Thank you.
Great. Okay. You know, I see Callum is, you know, her hand is down. Juanita, I see your hand is up. Tieno, I just responded to you. Je viens de répondre à votre question.
Yeah, I have answered some of the questions in the chat. So
yeah. So that's why I'm Juanita, did you have something to ask? I can see your hand is up as well.
I just wanted to ask a simple question, Brother B. I know what Sister Pauline is trying to do with the formality, but is it really necessary for when you try to help a person with an account? Like I did, like the weekend, I was busy with someone, and I went and put just the name and the surname in just to send the AKL to the Transact, because for me, it's like we can reduce this backlog of people waiting for AKLs to be transferred to Transact. Where you put the name and the surname in, the SWIFT link, nobody can have that link. Nobody can have your PE number, your account number, and nobody can have your SWIFT ID. I don't know. I'm just asking because that lady was denied also.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Juanita. Thank you very much. Juanita,
sorry, I know.
Your name, you cannot just put Juanita. We will not accept just Juanita.
I went and put her name and a surname in.
Right.
So when she phoned me, then I said, I think I know what the problem is. So I said, when I checked on my members, so I saw that it was like a name, middle name, and she was registered with a name, middle name. But what I'm just asking is it really necessary for the middle name that we need? I mean, people need to be declined or denied. Nobody's going to have your PE number or your SWIFT ID or your link. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
because that personal.
May I answer that question, please?
Yeah, go ahead, Sister Lumba.
Thank you very much. Unless you were able to see the combination of names that are available in our database, your question would sound like it's we're asking for a bit much. But we have cases where you have 10 people who have only put their first name and their last name. They're exactly the same. It could be Ahmed Abubakar, and there are 10 or 13 of them. And you try to check their email, it doesn't help because not everybody is using the same email address. If they're using Gmail, maybe when they open Swifin, for the next account, Connect, they have another email. For Transact, they have the third email. And this is why if everyone uses one email, it does help us a lot. And it cuts down on the time that we need to verify people's requests and KYCs. So the middle name is important. There was a gentleman who had 3 names, and what he did, because he just put first name and then he puts letter G and then he put his surname, okay? And now you have to look at the ID and find, does he have a middle name starting with a G? And you don't know whether that's the person you're looking for, or another person may come up with this exact same initials. So we do need the middle name. If people have the middle names, please let's use them. The other thing that I have noticed is when you don't put in your full names, particularly on Swifin account and Transact, finding your KYC becomes very difficult. We will put in what you've put in your Swifin request, but when we put that in to find you on the KYCs, we have to now start trial and error, removing one name and seeing if it'll populate. If it doesn't, we try the middle name, the last name, and that is taking away time. So in order for you to make your requests move faster, I think let's go by the rule of thumb. Let's put all our names. I'm a culprit. You can see my name there. I'm a culprit here in this meeting. I have a middle name, and I have gone in and I put in my middle name on my Swifin account as well as my Transact account, because I want my names to be found quickly and easily by the system. If I start my name by putting Kalumba first and Lumba last, it could be somebody else. So our names are so common, and you may not think it. You may think you're the only Lumba Kalumba in the whole world, but you go to the Congo or you go to any other Bantu speaking country, you may find we are more than 100 on the system. So yes, Kalam David, I'm sorry, we do need to put in our middle names, and we are going to look for it and ask. As long as it's on your ID,
Sister Lumba,
we're going to look for it.
Sister Lumba,
Yes.
Sister Lumba, interestingly, in December, Dr. Linus and I were doing some work on the system, and I put your name because I didn't have your ID, your Swifin ID. I just put Lumba, right? And there were probably 30 other Lumbas.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about.
And it was a no-go zone. So we needed to now, use other formats and all of that. So the point Sister Lumba is making is very valid. When you talk about a name like Ahmed Mohammed, there are probably 1,000 Ahmed Mohammed in the platform as we speak.
No, that's right, Brother Andrew. I know I don't have a problem with the formality. I respect that because that is for our own safety. But I was just asking about the 3 accounts. It's different numbers that other people don't have. But I do respect because when she told me that it was immediately and thought, well, I think there must be a middle name, because we had this conversations how many times in the meetings, and we heard Sister Pauline emphasized on that, and I immediately knew that it can just be that. So I do respect that.
Yes, if I can just if I can just add on, we may seem to be a little bit harsh now, but I think it's better we are harsh now so that in the future we can relax and enjoy all our transactions. Because once we clean up the system and everybody is compliant, it means the speed at which we confirm and authorize transactions and verify KYCs, it'll be much faster. So for us to keep going back and forth, you can spend an hour just working on one account when if everybody had done their KYCs properly and their account names properly, their profiles are in order, it takes maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you're done. So this is what we're trying to do. It's just as good as what they do in the banks. If you misspell your name in the bank, you put L-A-M-B-A, Lamba, instead of Lumba, you won't get your check pushed through. Even if they know you by name and by sight, they just won't push your check through. So if we have that mindset, I think we'll all be the better for it. Thank you. Back to you, Pauline.
Oh, okay. I thought Brother Ambi was going to be dealing with this. Sorry about that. I was just responding to one of our end users.
Okay, so I think we're just about done for the day. We just have one person.
We've got two people, Brother Ambi. We have
No,
Solomon
I've seen Tieno's.
Tenos, yes.
I've seen Tieno's. I responded to Tieno's message.
Oh, okay, because he's got his hand up. So there's only one.
Yes.
So there's only one.
Yes, it's one person. Okay, Suleiman, please.
Good evening.
Person for today. Anything that we've not dealt with, we will deal with it tomorrow.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Your sound is very low.
Sorry, are you hearing me now?
We can hear you, but your sound is still very low.
Go ahead, sir. Let's see if we can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I said for quite some time now, I already saw some people on Transact, and most of them have not received their verification message. So I don't know if the same can send them message again.
I didn't quite catch your question, Soliman.
I said
the question is about verification on Transact. My suggestion is please go on to help, put in the names of the people that you registered on Transact who have not received their verification so that we can trigger a verification reset for them again.
Then one more question again, please. Sorry.
Always we would go back to the thing of the, can I just finish, please? Always we'll go back to the mailbox. My additional suggestion is that maybe get new mailboxes for them so that before we even send the verification, we modify their account with the Swift mailbox, and then you can, and then once we send the verification, they are not going to have any issues receiving it.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that clear?
Hello?
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I think we are all done. I see Solomon's hand is coming up again. Is there something that you wanted to raise, Solomon, before we leave? Or it's a mistake?
Yes, sir. There is something, sir.
Okay.
I'm having an issue that is bothering me so much. There is a community, I help them to do registration.
Yeah.
So some members of the community came to me when I went there to reactivate their accounts, that is migration, activating the account on the Connect platform. So about 2 of them came to me that their husband said they don't want to hear that. They don't want sweeping again. That in fact, I should deactivate them from the system. And these are the people that already have Lumi more than 100 on their account. So they say they don't want it. And in fact, the woman even forwarded the message to me that I should deactivate her from that and I should take everything that is in the account. I said, let me report this thing to the community. Whether is it proper for me to take their Lumi to me because
no, you can't take their Lumi. My suggestion is that don't just leave their accounts. Before long, it's the same people who will come back to you to help them.
Okay.
So don't even bother. Okay.
All right.
This is a movement where we are not forcing anyone to be part of the movement. What we have seen is that as we progress and as things become a lot clearer for people, they get to understand where we are and where we are going. So just carry on with the communities that are ready and we will keep moving forward. Okay.
It's all right, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's actually a very good point that you've raised, which we should be aware that there are some people who may not want to join the community or who may want to exit the community, and that's fine. We are not forcing anyone to be part of the community. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you all so much. Dr. Linus, anything to wrap up? The leaders?
Thank you very much, Brother B. Excellent deliberation together with Sister Pauline, the contributions from Sister Lumba and all the members of the community. Excellent. I think we're getting better and better at this as we go along every day. There was a question where somebody raised about when they can expect stimulus payment to be made. It was usually the case that it's paid on the 28th of each month, but due to increased processing requirement, we have now shifted that date forward a little bit to start on the 23rd. So the payments will start on the 23rd, and it is very likely that because we are growing so fast and the demand is so high, it will be processed now over a few days so that by the time we get to the 28th, everybody should have been paid at that point. So just start checking your account from the 23rd all the way to the 28th, at which point we expect that every payment should have been made at that point. Thank you so much. I just thought I'd make that announcement because it's a question that was raised. Again, what we are doing is collaborative. We want community members to reach out to their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their business partners, wherever they are in the world, so that we can create an inclusive community where members can exchange value with decorum. Okay, that is our objective, using a common standard, of course. So inclusive access to all, use of a common standard, and a participation of every member of the community in the distribution of goods and services that they might want to sell to other members of the community. And that's where we are. We're making very good progress. And just keep your ears open and your eyes open. It is not something that anyone is forcing any other member to participate. It's voluntary, it's collaborative, and we have to do this together to make the kind of progress that we want to see. Some people would want to wait, sit on the sidelines, and then they will join later on, but the train is on the move. And we are going to achieve our objectives in our time. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you so much, and good night, everyone. And see you tomorrow.
Yes,
Good
just to reiterate, the meeting is at 8:30 because funny enough, I'm still getting requests as to what is the meeting, what time's the meeting, and people are unable. The meeting is at 8:30 South Africa time. Okay, that's 8:30 South Africa time. So obviously find out what the equivalent is in your own countries, but it's 8:30 South Africa time. Brother Ambi, we didn't have any questions from the YouTube, the live streaming. Did you check? Brother Ambi? Brother Ambi?
Brother B is on mute.
Yes, I know. Well, maybe we didn't then, so I can take it as an assumption that we didn't. Or unless he's just taken a call. So
no, I was actually just checking again, because the last time I checked there wasn't a question and I was on mute. So, but I've checked, and I see one question there, that why is the WhatsApp group not working? And there's no WhatsApp group.
That's
well, maybe for specific countries they have WhatsApp groups. The main group, the central portal that everyone can go into and ask questions and share questions and and get responses is on Connect. You go on to Connect, you post. There are thousands of people on Connect, and someone is definitely going to have a response to your query. Okay? So enjoy your evening, everyone, and see you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.